Hello, people persons. My name may or may not be Nancy. You haven't seen my birth certificate, so there's no way to prove it either way. Today I'd like to make some sort of a public service announcement of sorts. How many of you can identify this show? It's frickin' Dexter's Laboratory, of course. How many of you can identify this show? Yeah, that's Samurai Jack. Alright, how about this one? Uh-huh. Yeah? Oh, you've seen that one before. Oh, you were there for when they aired one and then forgot for 7 years. I mean, it's all the same dude. It pains me how underrated and how unknown Sym Bionic Titan is, because it is my favorite cartoon. Sym Bionic Titan was a cartoon co-created by Genndy Tartakovsky, creator of Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack. It began airing in 2010 and got cancelled and stopped airing in 2011. Only 20 episodes were created, and the show kinda just faded out into obscurity. The plot generally revolves around 2 alien refugees and the robot that escaped to planet Earth after the attack of the general that used to be one of them. They later find out that they have this secret weapon of sorts where they can combine to create this giant robot. Of the 3 main characters, we've got Lance, a skilled soldier whose father was a brilliant scientist, Ilana, the princess of Galiluna, their planet, and Octus, the robot that unifies them to form Sym Bionic Titan. After arriving on Earth, they blend in by going to high school, posing as siblings. Octus poses as their dad, and Newton, who is essentially just big nerd. And he's the best character ever. They get involved with life there, as well as with protecting the Earth from the giant monsters known as Metrati, sent to kill Ilana. The fact that the princess is out there, still alive, gives a beacon of hope to the people, and so General Medulla, the main antagonist, is set on killing Ilana to crush the hopes of all the people in the revolution. And while all this is going on, there's all kinds of subplots relating to the school life, pertaining to the characters' pasts. Several romances start to start up, but it's not like this show is the first of its kind, so what makes it so good? Why did this show work so well? Usually when it comes to giant robots, aliens, stuff like that, I'm not very big of a fan. So the fact that this is my favorite cartoon that I've ever seen really demonstrates something here. A part of it is lended to just how the story is set up. The structure is brilliant. It lends itself to so many great story ideas just with the characters alone. All 3 of the main characters are vibrant and different enough to make great chemistry both with themselves and the people they get to know. Octus in particular is an extremely well done character. You wouldn't have expected the robot to be the most captivating character, other than just, like a comic relief standpoint. Which he is to a certain extent, but really, his character arc arguably goes the deepest out of all of them. And then there's the struggle between their 2 lives that is very well illustrated. Part of the reason why Spider-Man is my favorite superhero is because of this balance between his normal life and his superhero life and how they complicate each other. And so in a way, this show kind of has that Spider-Man quality, in that they have to make all these sacrifices with either their social life or for the entire protection of the Earth for whatever they feel is most important at the moment. So yeah, the stories are great and the characters are great, but on top of that, the art is fantastic as well. It aims a little more towards realism than other cartoons would do, but it's still very expressive. It's like a mix between Tartakovsky's older cartoons and the animes that helped provide inspiration for the show. And it's not just the character design, the entire show just looks beautiful. A lot of the background art has a very painterly feel. Despite all of this, however, Cartoon Network made the brilliant decision to cancel the show. For marketing reasons. They feared that the show just wouldn't create enough revenue from a toy line or something. It won't sell enough toys. Like, think about this. They haven't even made any toys. They're just assuming it won't sell. A show with a giant robot will not sell toys. No show with a giant robot has ever sold toys. What are you gonna sell? The giant robot? What are you, frickin' stupid? I remember reading somewhere it had like some sort of thing to do with gender. It's like, oh, no one's gonna want the Ilana robot. It's like, what the hell? So not only is it canceled for one of the dumbest reasons, but the last 9 episodes of the show are given such unfair treatment in how they're rolled out. There was no exposure for them, and they got increasingly worse and unfair time slots, as if Cartoon Network wanted everyone to subtly forget about the show even though it was still airing. Oh boy, Cartoon Network sure loves to do that. I think the most infuriating part for me about the whole cancellation was that this came around the same time that the Problem Solvers started airing. So let me get this straight. This show is allowed to exist. This show is allowed to flop around and do its thing. But no, that other show has to go because it won't sell toys. If this show were to continue, it would have had so much going for it. There is so much that was left just unanswered in season 1. So many subplots that could have been explored more. So many characters that could have been explored more. Here's a little list of things that the show would have still had going for it if it had continued. How would Newton and Kimmy's relationship end up? Kimmy's got to find out Newton's a robot eventually. And if she does, will she be let in on their entire situation? Possibly join their group in some way? And how about him? And how about her? Or maybe neither for all we're concerned. And what about Galiluna, still enslaved? What's the end game? How would they have used the energy beam attacks they got right at the end of the season? Why did this guy turn against his own kind? Why is he the main villain? Why? What is his intentions? What really happened to Lance's father? Who is this guy? He's Lance's father, isn't he? This guy never got his proper reappearance that we were kinda promised. Where would the musical subplot with Lance go? Where is Octus going as a character? Things got really interesting after episode 14. Now keep in mind, I made a longer list back in early 2016, but it got lost. If I rewatch the show right now, if I look deep into each of the episodes, I'll find more. There is definitely more. So does this show have a future? Possibly. Hey, look at this. This year we got a Samurai Jack reboot, right? Like they're finally gonna give the show a satisfying ending. You know what show, you know what Genndy Tartakovsky show deserves an ending? You know what deserves a middle? You know what deserves a season 2? I wonder which one. I wonder which one I would revive. It's a big positive that the Samurai Jack reboot exists because it makes the question very possible, very open. Will Sym Bionic Titan return? Maybe. As Tartakovsky has stated, it is the show that he spent the most time working on. Now, I don't know about you, but if I spent a ton of time in one specific thing, I'd kind of want to see that thing live and breathe and prosper and reach the ending that it needs. I'd want that thing to succeed. All of the work that they put into Sym Bionic Titan really shows because it is so good. Right now, Tartakovsky is mainly focused on Sony Animation. I really hope that ends soon. No, I don't like Sony Animation. But he has stated before that he's definitely considering coming back to the show in some future date. So if you're a big fan like me, you've got to jump onto that opportunity if it ever comes about. And if you haven't seen the show, as a lot of people haven't, go watch it. It's obviously not very available on Cartoon Network, on TV, so find a way. Buy it on iTunes or something similar. Show your support. This right here is one of the things I'm most passionate about. Seeing this show to an end. If I ever live to see a season 2, I can say I lived a very good life. I can die happily. I recommend this show more than Samurai Jack. I recommend this show more than Gravity Falls. I recommend this show more than Over the Garden Wall, which is the closest thing to come to this show, but still doesn't even reach it by a mile. If you love giant robots, go watch it. If you love anime, go watch it. If you just love great cartoons in general, go watch it. Thank you for watching my dumb video where I just sit in a chair. I'm making more of them. I'm planning a lot more of them. I've got a list going, and they're gonna be a thing. It's gonna be. This is the future, man. This is like a weird new future thing I'm doing here with this channel. I'm just doing stuff. I'm actually doing stuff. I'm actually uploading stuff. Goodbye. Actually, not goodbye. I just had a dream last night. I had a dream last night where someone else, not me, had this little thing where they did a Q&A thing on the last half of the video, and I said, you know what, that's a great idea. Why not steal that from my dream, technically from the dream self of someone else I know, and use that. I'm hoping to upload, like, maybe once or twice a week, some satisfying content, man. But anyways, this is the space where a small little Q&A thing where I maybe answer 10 of the best questions would be, but I don't have any yet because this is the first video. So I don't know, go ask a question, make it a good question, make it a funny question, make it a question related to something in this video, make it a question about a future topic, doesn't matter. Questions are questions, questions are good, questions, I like to answer them, I like to make a An answer? I like answers. Make me proud, kiddos. Make me proud, group of people that all share the single identifying factor that they all watch my content and are human and breathe and live and sleep and eat. Go watch Sym Bionic Titan for me if you've never seen it before, and if you have seen it before, go watch it again because it's freaking good and you know it. You know it because you've seen it. If you've seen it, you know how good it is. I was about to say salutations like Alana for the ending, but that means hello, not goodbye, and I'm an idiot.
I have a Discord, it's pretty funny.
I put a hole in that wall.